How was your week?
I have to be honest, it was kind of a week at work. Nothing like bad happened. It was just kind of like there's been this like staffing annoyance going on, and it's just been it's dragging on. So it's been a little
Because
bit of a
people
bummer.
don't want to work anymore.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, are there any hardworking Americans left?
Nobody wants to work anymore. You know what's funny?
No.
Is I forget. It might have been Emily. So she works at the library.
Yeah.
And they have this huge book, this archive of the News and Citizen newspapers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
That's just out on display. And you can kind of flip through it. And you can see back to like the late 1800s.
Yeah.
And I think this was her, but I think there was an article that was complaining about how the youth don't want to work anymore.
It was like 1888, and we're like, you know,
all this newfangled technology, a printing press. Whatever happened to handwriting?
They want to use oxen to plow the fields. Lazy.
Welcome to Friends on Purpose,
where two friends talk about life, love,
and finding purpose.
I've been watching Haunting at Hill
House. What do you think?
Of Hill House, yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
You're such a bad liar.
I like it. We watched The Haunting first, like the movie from the late 90s.
Oh, yeah. Ethan Hawke? Who's in that?
That I didn't really like.
No.
It felt like the Americanized version of Orphanage, of like,
that's right.
Like a gothic
There's a copycat
horror. Yeah. And it was not great. Emily really enjoyed it, but she had kind of like this nostalgia built in because she watched it and really liked it when she was a teenager. So
yeah.
So I think I disappointed her and like
with your lack of enthusiasm.
Plus, I was falling asleep, and she's like, "You can't fall asleep," and it was like just struggling to stay awake during the whole time, and it did not make it fun.
You seem to struggle with staying awake during movies.
Only
because you're old.
Yeah, but
only
if they're good, I don't fall asleep.
We have a lot to cover actually today.
We do. Today we brought our Enneagram results. And Enneagram, is that how you say Enneagram results?
Enneagram. I've heard it both ways. Yeah.
Yeah. And then a list of things that we're irrationally passionate about in the form of hills we die on.
Yeah.
And everyone has a hill they die on, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And like, you know what?
The question is why? Why that hill?
Yeah, and I think we're gonna get to that because when I was looking at what my hills are, I'm like, because I think we're looking at hills we die on and maybe hills we thought we'd die on, and now we've maybe backed off a little on. So that I think will be illuminating.
Well, yeah, and so I'm hoping the Enneagram our results will help determine why we chose these ones and why we've changed maybe over time. But for anyone who doesn't know, the Enneagram is a personality test widely used for self-discovery and personal growth, even professional growth, I think, professional development. And it's like all the other, like the Myers-Briggs, I like to think of it as like horoscopes for overthinkers.
Yeah. Like you want more.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So the test, it identifies 9 types of personalities: the reformer, the helper, the achiever, individualist, investigator, loyalist, enthusiast, challenger, and peacemaker. And each with specific motivations and behaviors. So again, a psychological tool.
I guess
helps you identify your strengths and weaknesses, that sort of thing.
What I want to know is, before this, had you done the Enneagram?
I had. It had been a while, so it's been years. I remembered what I got back then, and it's the same.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember the percentages, but it's the same. The top number, the top type is for sure.
So what percentage of the time when you were reorienting yourself, were you like, oh yeah, versus the percentage of time you were like,
What do you mean?
Like, I was reading things that I was like, oh, that makes total sense. Yeah. And then I'd be like, oh, yeah, I do like that about myself. And then there are parts where I was like, oh, I hate that about myself.
You mean when you're doing the questions?
No, when I'm reading the results, when I'm like going
over
the overview of it, I'm like,
yeah, I think it's like half and half. You know,
yeah, I was gonna say 60% I was pretty down with, and 40% I was like,
yeah. Some of it's like, oh yeah, I'm really proud of that. Like, yes, that's me. You know,
totally. And then some you're like, ooh, like it was like your deepest fear is, and I was like, I feel so naked.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping we'll get to the. So who do you want to go first? You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. Well, all right. So let's do. It's kind of a long list, right? So
can instead of doing the percentages, because I have the percentages, but do you have the overview?
Yeah. No. So let's that's what I'm trying to think of. So let's do what our type number is.
Yep.
And then the label that goes with it. And then did you get like a list of fictional characters that are your type?
Fictional character?
Or just like
I have a
storybook
whole
characters?
Examples. I have a whole bunch of real.
So let's do the overview, the core avoidance, and then the at your best section. Does that sound good?
Like what? I think yes. You do that, and then I'll do the comparable thing on because I looked up a couple of different.
Oh, okay. I sent you a link. That was the first free one I could find.
I did that test, but then when I have my results, I looked up a bunch of different like Enneagram.com and the Enneagram universe.
Okay, cool.
So anyway, whatever. I will be able to summarize it for you.
So can you guess who I am?
Oh boy, let's see here. I wonder if you are. I don't know them well enough.
Yeah. Okay. So I am type 9, which is the peacemaker. Or might also be known as the mediator.
Okay.
A couple of different characters that also share that type would be Jane Bennett from Pride and Prejudice or Frodo Baggins from The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, Frodo. Oh, nice.
Which I'll take.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I would prefer Sam, but nobody's perfect.
Ain't that the truth?
Okay, so overview for 9s. 9s are easygoing, calm, down to earth, and unassuming, sometimes seeming almost egoless. They're open-minded, serene, and patient, motivated by a deep need to protect their inner peace. They dislike conflict and tension. They long for unity, harmony, and unconditional acceptance, and they tend to get along with most people they meet. In relationships, they often let things be, showing high tolerance and accepting others as they are. Self-promotion isn't their style. They'd rather be discovered than advertise themselves. Empathetic and skilled at seeing multiple perspectives. They focus on common ground and often make excellent mediators.
Oh, that feels very true.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, I think that
felt good. Yeah. Yeah, and I think like with all of these.
Wait, did you just get a straight number? You didn't get a wing?
Okay, so I am 86% type 9.
Yep.
I think my wing would be considered type 3, which is 69%.
Oh.
And then I have a type 4, which is at 54%.
So, but in your result, did it say, not like my result gave me a primary number W and then another number? Like it officially gave me a wing.
I don't think so. If you, but I think based on my percentages, my wing would be 3.
Eric, you didn't. No, it's probably not significant enough because you just got a straight number. There are people who are so aligned in their result that they just get a number. But if
really?
Yeah, like if you're mixed like enough, they'll be like it's primary this, but really pretty close to that. And there's like, which is what I have. So you probably are just a straight up 9.
Straight up 9. All right.
Which is cool.
My core avoidance, 9s often unconsciously do almost anything to avoid conflict, which is very true. They sidestep confrontation, shy away from making demands, and guard their peace of mind. They avoid taking rigid positions or judging others, and they can struggle to set priorities. Yeah.
That feels right.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And that's a little harder to take.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I knew this, like I said, I took this, I don't know, a few years ago, could have been 5 or more years ago, honestly. And I remember it being like very helpful. And maybe we can dig into this because this has a lot to do with like identity, but like, you know, to me, once I learned that about myself, and that's what these personality things are for, right? Is like not to like necessarily say who you are, but like, here's places where you can improve, you know. It's not like, hey, you're an introvert, now you can excuse yourself from all social interactions. Like, no, you're an introvert, put yourself out there now that you know that about yourself, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it was helpful for me, particularly in the area of like confrontation and trying to avoid, you know, situations like that. Not that I'm like presented with those kind of interactions often, but
probably for a reason. You probably
yeah.
You're like, I never see it. There's no conflict in my life. Never.
Yeah. But it also helped me like kind of double down on like, okay, this is who I am, you know, like I can take pride in that and like kind of just allow myself to be more of that, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, like I don't think that these personality tests actually even exist just to show you how to like improve. I think they can also be really helpful tools to validate if you get feedback about something that you're like, I kind of like this about myself, or like how to tell a partner how best to receive you, or like what your core fear is, you know, like it gives you some validation to the patterns that you might see that like you might wonder about, which just is nice. I love it. Who were some of the people that we already said? You already said Sam. I mean, Frodo Baggins.
And core here. I'll read a couple more. So, core vice or defense mechanisms. When conflict avoidance takes over, 9 slip into sloth. Not simple laziness, but an inner inertia and self-forgetting. They may neglect their own needs and sometimes others, diffuse their energy, settle into comfortable routines, procrastinate, and show resistance indirectly, passive-aggressively. Their primary defense is dissociation and numbing. They tune out discomfort by checking out into substitutes like TV, doom scrolling, food, daydreaming, and other distractions to avoid facing feelings, needs, and wants. So yeah, that seems true too. You know, like, like just kind of pretend like,
you're like
pretend like something doesn't exist.
Yeah. I'm not bothered. Head in the sand.
At their best, when grounded and managing their own avoidance, 9s are warm, patient, receptive, open-minded, humble, caring, and have a calming presence. They see multiple viewpoints with ease, handle prioritization better, and mediate skillfully. They feel most at ease when basic physical needs are met. Food, rest, sex, etc., and their environment is harmonious. In this state, they move toward their integration point, type 3, becoming more active, energetic, productive, and effective.
That makes sense. I think that all checks out.
Yeah.
Do you know what Emily is?
I believe Emily is a 6. And I only remember that because together we're 69.
Love that. A 6,
but I don't remember what. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Which is funny because I feel like this test is like one of the quickest ones you can take that really
nails
nail
it.
you well.
Yeah. Very cool.
Like I remember doing the Myers-Briggs and it was like an hour later and I'm still taking this test.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and it's certainly like there's just like your horoscope or your like whatever. There's like, you can't get too bogged in it, but it is, we're vain,
the Bible.
Right, vain creatures that are kind of like excited to be like, ooh, navel gaze. Speaking of, what do you think? Do you think you know which one I am?
I think you might be the achiever, so a 3 maybe, or a 7. Enthusiast? I don't know.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well,
but I'm only guessing at the titles of those. I haven't actually looked into. Right. So yeah, go.
I'm a 3, the achiever.
Yeah. Okay.
With a wing 2, which is the 2 is the helper. So my just in brief, so a 3 wing 2 is actually called the charmer. So the charmer is a subtype that results from the encounter of 3s and 2s. This means that the determination and objectivity of the 3s are tamed by the interpersonal skills of the 2s. From this blend rises a pure and charming personality that really knows how to engage people and catch their attention. Which I like, pretty feels good. But here are some of the things that stood out to me that really basic fear of being worthless and unworthy of love. So they dive into tasks and achievement. And it was like, yarp.
Yeah. Yeah.
But flipped, the basic desire is to feel valued and worthwhile. So that's like my motivator. I want to be affirmed and I want to be distinguished from other people. I want to be admired. So like, that kind of feels right. Here are some people you may know in your life that are 3 wing 2s. Augustus Caesar, Tony Blair, Bill Clinton, Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, Ryan Seacrest, Reese Witherspoon, Demi Moore,
so
Barbara Streisand.
Entertainers.
I wonder, I think this was examples.
Big
and so
personalities
it's like,
maybe, or
it's just like, I think they picked
personalities.
I think they picked famous people because it's like, it wouldn't make sense if they were like my Aunt Sally, it's like,
well, it gives you a
sense, but like, there were quite a bit here of people that I don't like on that list, like Kevin Spacey, but
doesn't mean you're a criminal.
Right. Truman Capote's on there, real womanizer. But some of the things also that I found interesting on this results page was like how to communicate with an Enneagram. Be Enneagram 3 wing 2, be clear and assertive. Invite them to participate to get the best out of them. It's like, that's true. Let's see.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, like if I want to be part of the conversation, I don't want you to just talk at me,
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Well, yeah. I guess I look at you as someone who really just jumps in.
Yeah, I don't wait for an invitation.
You don't need an invitation. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. I thought this was really interesting because I have struggled with feedback before, mostly like from my mom and partner, but feedback needs to be pragmatic and constructive, but appreciating them first might open the door for possible good reception. And I was like, that's what everyone's doing wrong. They're not appreciating me enough before they criticize me. Makes total sense. So yeah, that was kind of that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, let's see here. Some of the funny thing though was the jobs that, did yours tell you a little bit about the types of jobs you're Enneagram? No. This one it was like, these were all things that, like, the jobs were things that my parents laid before me when I was young, and that they're ones that I would never want to be now, like
really
an event planner, a surgeon, a pilot, a lawyer, a TV anchor. it's like all of those things. I'd be like, no way. But I thought it was interesting that was like, I can hear my mom being like, I think you'd be a great event planner. And I was like, bleh. But so I wonder what's up with that, you know?
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I guess she was on the right track, like on paper, you know?
Yeah, but I hated all those things. So I guess I'm too complex, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you can't pin me down.
That's it. I'm just so unique and special and different. So as long as everyone appreciates that about me, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. So listeners, we did come with a handful of hills we die on. And for those of you who don't know what that is, I think it's kind of like a trend that people do. Basically saying, you know, trend? Like, these are the things, you know, I don't know. Well, I only came up with 2. 2, and then one
really really hard to get 5.
Well, I think this is why I'm a 9. It's just like, I don't care. You know, we can all just get along, right? Like, you know, so I think
when we put it in the terms of like, I found myself getting pretty ridiculous about certain things because I was like, I can only care about like something this silly, like that seriously, because otherwise I'd be like, I'm not going to die on that hill, like whatever.
But, well, I shared one with Emily, and she was also passionate about it, but for a slightly different angle.
All right, let's get to it. Let's hear it.
All right, so that the one I'm referring to is the Oxford comma is non-negotiable.
My God, you're such a nerd.
That needs to be the only way we
language is fluid, whatever.
No.
You sound like my grandma.
And I think this comes from my marketing experience, having to copy editing, because it's not clear, and oftentimes it's more misleading than it is not. Okay.
I mean,
and to me the angle is you need to let your reader know what you mean, and there can't be room for any mixing up. So I should have had some examples. So
there's the classic, there's the JFK one, right?
What's that one?
It is the JFK, comma, Stalin, comma, and the strippers example illustrates the importance of the Oxford comma, serial comma to prevent ambiguity.
Yeah. So that's where I stand. I know that's like super boring and nerdy, but like
it is. But people feel very strongly about that, and I mean, here's.
And
I
don't know why. Like, why is it so hard for people to like? What is the benefit of the other form of leaving the comma out?
It's just that people don't. We don't have grammar as strictly ingrained in us, I think, as previous generations. Truly, like my grandmother was. I mean, just like it was so beat into her. Probably literally by like a nun with a ruler about like certain grammar, but it's just like not what we.
Yeah, I mean, fair.
We also like. I don't think our correspondence. I think our correspondence in 2026 is a little more ephemeral than correspondence used to be. I mean, if you're going to type it out, have it printed
into an official capacity, I'm not saying you have to do this in all your texts, and like I leave punctuation out constantly in casual communication, but when you're writing a book or you're communicating something through the news or whatever, and I know there's styles for those sort of things, but like
I'm not good enough at like spotting that type of detail in copy that like I probably think I don't care because I'm like, no,
when you have a series of 3 things,
I don't care.
I mean,
I'm
come
like,
on.
I don't care. I really don't care.
So we should. I don't think we've stated what this is clear enough. So the Oxford comma appears when you have a series of 3 or more things, right? And so like what you're saying was the prime example is we invited the strippers, comma, JFK, comma, and Stalin. Right. That's the Oxford comma.
Yeah.
Without it, it would say we invited the strippers, comma, JFK and Stalin. So it sounds like JFK and Stalin are the strippers. right?
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's all I'm saying. That's
yeah.
to me, it's non-negotiable. It's like,
I think that makes sense. Just like, don't if someone's like, I don't like it, I'm like, all right, I don't care. I really don't. But that's why it's different. Like you do. And I'm curious to what you think about the one I'm going to lead with.
Well, let's hear.
Pineapple on pizza is legitimately good and the backlash is overblown.
Oh, yeah. I love pineapple on pizza. Yeah. It's one
good.
Of my
and people who are all friggin' hot and bothered about it, it's like, yo, A, don't yuck people's yum. B, like, then don't eat it. Why do you care?
Right.
Why do you care what I put on my pizza?
Why is it pineapple? Why isn't it, peppers or
right? It's like, oh, I hate mushrooms. It's like, okay, that's fine. People are like, don't put fruit on pizza, and it's like, tomatoes are fruit, asshat. Like if you want to get technical
here. Yeah. I agree.
So
I'm actually opposed to fruit being on things just as a personal preference.
Such as
I don't like strawberries on my cheesecake. I don't
they get slimy.
It just takes away from,
I agree
but
with that.
Personal. I understand.
I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die.
Why would I do that with a pizza?
That's the thing. The hill I'm dying on is everyone else being upset about it is insane. Back up. Like, I think pineapple is good. I'm going to die on that hill because you caring about my pizza? Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Agree. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that we both agree on that because
I am too.
It's
kind of like, people will like have such vicious reactions about it. And you're like,
well, I think the hill that people die on is that it shouldn't be on pizza.
So
so the fact that you're kind of reversing that is pretty unique. But I wholeheartedly agree. And I believe that's because, okay, now we're moving into horoscopes, but are you an Aquarius?
That's right. We are Aquarii.
Yeah, we both are. And I believe that's common
counterculture, like
Aquarius prefer pineapple on their pizza. So I don't know.
You think?
I think that's a common,
I love that. I like being right on the money with our.
There's some validity to this stuff.
Oh, for sure. I'll die on that hill. Okay, what's your next?
There's validity to horoscopes.
Yeah. Put a stake in the ground. What's your next one?
My next one is coffee is hot by default. When I ask for a coffee.
Yeah, it should either be, do you want a coffee or iced coffee?
Yeah, I'll take a black coffee.
Yeah, that's always hot.
And you give it to me hot. You don't need to ask me if I want it iced.
Nope.
I would have said
because I've always said
black.
Iced. Right.
Yeah. If you want an iced coffee, you include the word iced.
That's right. Coffee, like coffee at its basic form is hot. Black liquid.
Yes.
From there, just like
everything else.
If I'm going to order a pizza, we start truly. You assume that we're starting with a red sauce and cheese. Anything other than that, you have to specify. Like I want to
specify.
Yeah, because the default.
And maybe this is my old manish showing because I think maybe it's a younger generation thing to where iced coffee is more popular.
Yeah.
To where I'm noticing that when I go to these different coffee places, they ask if I want it iced. And to me, it's like I didn't say that, so
You're
no.
Like, why would I want that?
Why is this not default? You know?
Do you go to Brio in Burlington?
No.
Oh,
no.
Check that place out.
Okay.
I 1,000% agree with that, and I think not only is that a good hill to die on, I also think it just demonstrates a larger respect for order and like standards that matter. They matter.
Similarly to the Oxford comma, it's a
I'll
good standard.
I'll cede that. That's fine. Yeah, like to keep order and
just
peace.
Like there are periods at the end of our sentences, so we know to stop.
For sure.
It's a complete thought. Yeah, maybe we should.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This one, I think this won't surprise you. On time is 5 minutes early and arriving exactly on time is late.
I love you. There's this absolutely.
It's
absolutely.
please don't tell me that like, oops, sorry, I was running late because there was traffic. Well, actually, you account for that, like, and so therefore, usually I'm a couple minutes. I mean, I've been known to be somewhere like 15 or 20 minutes early and just kind of awkwardly walking around and strolling.
You sit in the car if you have to.
You just sit in the car and you wait because, because it's the way it works.
I agree.
The way it works.
Wholeheartedly agree. I think my professor said, I'm not going to get this wrong. And I don't know that I agree with this rule because it seems a little extreme, but, and you've heard it. Is it something like if you're not 10 minutes early, you're 5 minutes
early,
later?
Like 10 minutes early is on time is late is dead or something. It was like a military campaign.
Yeah.
I was like,
which is like, okay, that's a little hardcore, but like I get it. And on top of that is if I'm coming to pick you up, don't make me wait.
Just be ready.
It feels so offensive to me.
What I have had to do,
like I said, I'd be here at 4:30.
Right.
Why are you taking 10 minutes to come out of the house?
Right. So I have had to do a lot of work because I have a late partner, and I've had to do a lot of work to decouple and like not assume that her lateness is like a personal affront to me.
No, I get it.
I'm like, because I'm like, we've had this argument where I'm like, it just feels kind of disrespectful. And she's like, disrespectful of what? And I'm like, of me. And my time.
That's where it falls apart. It's like, well, okay, yeah, you're right. I mean,
right. It's like that's an insane thing but it's like it wouldn't matter if we all were on time.
It's also cultural, which I realized. Do you remember Enrique?
Yes. Enrique.
He's Brazilian. Yeah. He I believe he's from Brazil.
Yeah, he was Brazilian. It is Brazilian. Yeah, chronically late dude.
If I remember correctly, he would constantly show up late, and I think it's cultural. Like they're not as as fixated.
But you know who's never going to show up late? A Japanese person. You're not bringing shame on my family that way.
And so yep. Thankfully, Emily's the same way, so we are like so good, and that is something we've also imparted to our kids. So, like Samuel, as much as a flake as he can be, he's never late. He's always got his shit together to,
Well, and it's like in tongue-in-cheek fashion of like a hill I'm going to die on. I will just say this is just for me. I'm going to say this is the hill I'm dying on for myself. There was a New York Times article a couple months ago, or maybe like last year, about people, like different humans, different relationship to time. And so there's like some data around like how humans even like visualize time in their heads, and like kind of like, I think it was a lateness apologist article, but whatever.
I've been listening to Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
In the car because I wanted to get through it before I actually watched the movie. And I guess I didn't realize what the theory of relativity is really about. So he kind of explains it. And
I had this like experience about 5 years ago where I like understood the theory of relativity, like personally.
I still don't quite get it.
It just means that like high level time is a construct.
Right.
Like it is literally relative to something else. It is not a fixed thing, which is like, like if we really, 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 if we're like using like an atomic clock or something, time moves differently in space than it does on Earth, differently on, Mars.
Right.
So it's like, there is no one concept of time. But then like in our practical day-to-day lives, it would be like the theory that on your way to grandma's house when you're excited to go see her, it takes a really long time to get there.
Right.
And on the way home, you're like, oh my God, we're home, because you're not anticipating it. Like that's another example of like,
which could make for a cool and, that concept.
It's
if
literally
you took that
what
concept
it means
and used it as like some sort of time travel device, I feel like I've seen a movie or two that uses it that way.
Before. Yeah.
I don't know. I think you could really do something cool with it. There's something there. Somebody write a movie to where you can time travel only when you're having fun or when you're not having a good time.
What you mean, like the feeling,
something like that.
Feeling association. Yeah, because it's like in Interstellar, if you recall, it was like the time was moving differently on the planet that he was exploring, and they were like,
when he makes it back, his daughter is older than him.
Right. And they were like, oh,
I understand
was like
that
2 weeks was 4 years here, but like actually in our day-to-day lives, like there's that feeling like time stood still. All of a sudden you're so present and so aware that you're like, whoa, like this minute lasted forever because you're watching an eclipse or like, whatever.
Right.
So that's also like a day-to-day example of relativity.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Cool.
I think I'm going to skip one of the ones that I'm going to die on, but now maybe I'm going to talk
about. I'm all out.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about one that I've let go of. Hey friends, if you're enjoying this podcast, could you leave us a rating and review? It doesn't have to be long, but just a few words and or heart emojis. It helps more people discover the show, and friendship, as it turns out, grows better with a good review. If you've already left a review, thanks. You're doing the quiet, heroic work of helping the algorithm believe in friendship. I thought you had to, without question, wash your hair every time you showered. I was just like, that's part of a shower. Shampoo, conditioner, body wash. Now, sometimes I'll wet my hair but not wash it to let the natural oils in my hair like do their job. And it turned out I was like overwashing my hair. I didn't know that.
I don't know what. I wash my hair every time I shower. Emily does not.
Yeah.
But I am, if I go a day without washing it, it gets super greasy.
Yeah, you just got to push through that though. You just got to push through it. Me too.
I'm not going to push through that.
Yeah. Take like a week where you don't have to go to work.
Why? Like, what's
because
the benefit?
It resets it. Because, okay, 2 things. I'm glad you asked. One, you shouldn't be stripping your natural, like the natural oils from your hair as often as you are with washing it, because the reason it gets greasy so quickly is because your body it's a response. Your body is like, oh no, like we got to keep this moisturized and we got to keep this from being brittle, and we have to replace the oil. When you go, like, just try going like a week without washing it, your kind of system reset will stop producing so much oil. So you will like then wash it after a week and then try and go another 4 days and then wash it. So like a lot of people started doing this in COVID.
What's the harm in washing it every day?
You're like making your system work harder than it needs to. You're like making it produce more oil, and you're stripping your hair of its natural, beautiful luster.
So there isn't like a direct
yeah, you'll get heart disease for sure.
Negative. Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna get gingivitis and die.
Okay. It's not like high stakes here.
It is super high stakes, and just Google it later. I don't know I don't know, but I mean, like, you could have beautiful hair like this if you stopped.
Speaking of washing your hair,
I didn't wash it. I wet it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't strip it of its natural oils.
I recently washed it too a couple of hours ago, and to me, it's like this is the way I like it to look.
Yeah, you look so dumb. You don't even know.
Maybe it's the filter.
If the filter's stripping you of your hair oils.
It's not working for me this week.
Yeah. I guess I feel like it actually didn't line up with our personality types so much.
Yeah, like.
Because I wonder if having a hill to die on is actually like more of a youth-based thing, or maybe Eric, we're so mature.
Well, honestly, I chose these. I struggled to come up with, I think we said we would come up with 3 or 4 we would die on, then 2 that we just wouldn't anymore, or we had a change of heart. I came up with 2, and I think that is more of a testament to my personality because I'm more easygoing. It's like, I don't care. Just like, it's extreme for me to say I would die on a hill that says, the Oxford comma. Obviously, I don't care. Like, do whatever you want to do.
See, my personality might make you think that I would want to die on a hill, but I also like, maybe it's just age. Maybe I'm just like, I don't care. I really don't care. Like, I'm too tired to argue with you about this. Like, like the hill I'm going to die on is like, it's like everyone should be nice.
Yeah. Everyone's going to die on that hill.
Yeah. Like,
no, they shouldn't. They should be cranky.
I mean, like, the death penalty is inherently hypocritical to use against people who have murdered someone.
Right.
I'm going to die on that hill. But like, so are the people who murdered people. They're going to die on that hill with me. Anyway.
So.
Yeah. Most importantly, we aligned on except for that I don't care about the Oxford comma. Well, and that you wash your hair every time, I guess, is kind of crazy, but.
I mean, it's not uncommon.
Well, you're just
that's another
you're
thing that well, I think that connects to my number 9s is that like self-care isn't a priority and often is the first thing to be neglected when we're not doing well. But that explained a lot of like even like my own journey with my like my appearance.
Sure.
Has only been something I've been more attentive to in the last 5-10 years.
Right.
It never mattered to me growing up. It was just like, whatever, I'm just the artistic guy. I don't care, to me, it was more cool to have paint on my fingers than it was to have clean hands, because that said more about me than what I was, my hygiene. So that, I guess that kind of connects in a way.
I don't think mine, I can't. Listeners, please comment if you think otherwise. Could be a blind spot. But
do you think that like after taking this test, and I know this haven't really revealed a whole lot about the hills, maybe because we're just not truthfully
because we're just tired people.
But do you think identity is discovered, or do you think it's like something you build upon?
I think it's
like you decide it.
I think it's both. I think it's nature and nurture, right? Like I think we are all equally born into this world as exactly who we are, and there are plenty of interceding events that like shape us along the way. But like I was talking with this gentleman I didn't know very well this morning about his kids, and he was like, like, I don't know why I spend so much time wondering, like, oh my God, did they learn that from me, or is that just the way they are? And I'm like, it's both. You're like, like, how could you not be shaped by like the habit, like the on-timeness of a family? Like, I don't think that's something genetic. I think that as humans, we're really interested in like mirroring those who we are closest with, because that's a form of like community. And so if everyone's on time and you're the late one, there's going to be like some social pressure to like be like your family. But you can easily choose.
The same with like values, if you're in that community that shares similar values, of course you're going to adopt those, and then those change and evolve depending on your walk of life.
But like imagine being brought up in a cult and you are like, I'm doing the same thing, and then you choose to be different because all of a sudden you like become awakened to like a different part of yourself that like is in conflict with those values. Like there's just no.
That's so unrealistic though. I mean, that would never happen.
I know. Well, people who are in cults are
crazy.
Yeah. But, whatever. I won't yuck anyone's yum. Obviously, we're being insensitive. If you don't know why we're laughing about this, go back to season 1. Okay, cool. Should we land the plane?
We should land the plane.
Or should we splash down?
We should have a splashdown.
Eric texted me and was like, "Are you watching the splashdown?" I was like, "Obviously." What else would
I'm
I
not
be
sure
doing?
why I asked. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I mean, like there's so much there in terms of like the built-in tension with the communications blackout and like the previous heat shield issues from the Artemis 1 and
Right.
just like the everything about it. I did learn a little bit more about why it took so long for them to get out of the pod.
Oh yeah.
It was, yes, the
They said it
power
was like
down
a half-hour
procedure.
shutdown.
Yeah, there was the 30-minute power down procedure to make sure that nothing like short-circuited and blew up stuff. But then also there was a medical check that each of the 4 astronauts had to have like one by one, like a full
Before they
medical
came
check
out?
before they came out.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I have no idea, but it was like that at one point there were multiple non-astronauts in the pod performing like medical checks. And so it just took a while.
Yeah.
I also this doesn't matter at all, but I was like, stop calling that raft the front porch. It's literally not a porch. It's a raft.
I was envisioning like this, this wraparound kind of thing with inflatable rails and
like a swing.
Yeah.
Some lemonade. It's not the front porch.
Some hanging flowers.
Yeah. Like it is. It's just
porch, yeah.
Why don't they call it the inflatable raft?
That was cute. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were all in good, healthy condition.
Totally.
And I felt bad for, the guys who are in boats circling around. They're like, they've had years of training for this moment to check on the astronauts.
Yeah.
Each astronaut has one person assigned to them, like years, and they're just fine. They must be a little bit disappointed. Like, oh, like, you're fine. Well, okay.
Not even a cracked rib.
I guess you can move along.
Guess we'll keep training for 5 years from now when we do this maybe again. If I don't retire by then. Anyway, no, that was incredibly fun and like emotional.
For sure. I watched not all of it, but some highlights of the astronauts from the Artemis 2. It was like a panel, and they were just talking about their experience. And people had some questions for him, and one of Cook's response was, I think the question was something like, what was your first impression? What was the impression you had when you saw Earth tiny in the sky? And she commented on how so much black was around. And then she took a beat and then she basically just summed it up like, listen, this is my crew behind me on Earth. We're just all one crew.
Yeah.
And we got to work together. And, it's
corny as heck, but it is like,
and that's kind of how I felt like after our conversation last episode. It was just like, you know what? I listened back to it. It's like, why can't we just all get along?
I know.
I mean, like, but it gave me a bigger appreciation for, even like walks of life, like you were talking earlier about like, the monk on the mountain and then the single mom just trying to make ends meet. And it was just like, I think there's, we think about like, I know for me in my experience, it's tempting to get caught up in like, what I missed out on, with my own upbringing, like what I could have experienced if I wasn't, in such a controlling environment. And it's just like, like whatever, like to me,
this is your
coming
journey.
away from the conversation was like, and I'm going to start reading the book you recommended, but it just helped me see it's just us all as, and again, it's going to be corny, but all as one, and like, I honestly, it put me at peace with like my own path. It's like, no, this is my path, my experience. And I don't have to give into that feeling of like missing out, like I don't need to go sit on a mountain and meditate my whole life. I don't need to do any of the other things that I think I want to do or should do. Because it's like as one Earth, one humanity, it's like we're all contributing in that way. In a way, it's like I can appreciate it in that it's like, it is part of me because I'm part of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And it makes me think of also just like, I mean, I don't know a ton about Buddhism, but I do know there's like a mantra that's just kind of like, when you can get to a place where you can just say like, this is how it is now. Like, because every moment that comes, it's like, whatever you're in is how it is now.
Right.
And it will change. We know it will. But like, when you can just stay grounded in the present and just acknowledge like, this is where I am now, this is how it is now, that's like, you're getting a little closer to figuring out what we're supposed to be doing here, which I think is really to like find that peace.
Yeah. Well, it certainly takes that anxiety away of like, well, maybe I should go this way, or maybe I should go that way.
What's coming next?
Like, well, yeah. So I don't know. I just felt a little closer to humanity after I watched her interview there, and I think that's what it was supposed to do. But
yeah. Well, I think there's also
that love life, Elaine. I just love life.
I love you. I love everyone.
I love that you texted me like, "Oh my God, I love you so much." When we were watching the landing, I'm like, "Whoa, okay."
I know. It's just like,
yeah. I mean, that's kind of
it is
very
how it feels,
inspirational, right? I mean, it.
Yeah. I mean, like, okay. Let's hashtag real talk here. Like, do I love that the mission of Artemis is to get up there so we can start mining the moon? I don't. I really don't. Like, it breaks my heart. And I do think it is nice to see the positive in the inspiration, unifying, whatever, like kind of frankly, the like through line of no human. It is simply not possible for one human to go to space on their own. They can't. You just could never. You couldn't build it by yourself. That you couldn't do any of this thing in one single lifetime by yourself. It's like the ultimate. Well, I think someone at NASA was like, like going to the moon is the ultimate team sport. Like, it is just it takes, there's something like 36,000 people. Like,
it's just that it's a shame that it takes. And Neil deGrasse Tyson talked about this. How it takes a geopolitical motive.
To beat China there.
To beat China, or
beat Russia,
even to go to Mars. It's like we're not truly going to make progress unless there's some benefit that
that's
would
right. That's
so.
A bummer. That's a real bummer. And also, though, it could be no other way. Like, that's how we are, and
that's a really cool and beautiful part of it is like you're saying, the ultimate teamwork sport. Eric, I love you so much.
And I love you so much. How many other ways do I have to say
astronauts are falling out of the sky? It's just so wonderful.
I love you.
All right. I love you too.